Good morning. It's Suze with your daily intention for May the 30th. Legacy. Well, that's a big word and a big thing to think about, isn't it? Yeah, what's the legacy that each of us are leaving behind? What are we passing along? What are we passing along to those who come behind us? Now, we could think about this in terms of a life legacy, but that's a little bit big, isn't it? So let's think about it in terms of doable. So, what would you like to pass along today? What would you like to hand over to someone else in terms of the best of you? What might you build a legacy about today? I mean, it could be just as simple as passing along a smile to someone on the walking path that you're leaving with them as you continue on your journey. See, I don't think we need to see legacy as dying, although you can. But what is the legacy of today for you? What might you pass along? Hmm. So I'm thinking about what I might pass along today. So a smile's super easy. Kind words, kind thoughts, legacy. You know, even think about when you've been maybe speaking with somebody or visiting with somebody or in conversation somehow. What are you leaving behind? What footprint do you leave? And that is what the legacy is about. Because it's not about some huge thing that happens the day before you die and then you go, there, that's it. Because none of us know. And so, if today was going to be that last one, what would you want to leave? What would you want to be the legacy? You see, your past is made up of what was a whole bunch of presents, and then before that used to be futures. And so your present today is an opportunity to leave a footprint. Forgive myself for believing that legacy has to be big and involve money. Let's say that one together. I forgive myself for believing that legacy has to be big and mean money. Breathe that in. Give myself permission to define legacy as what I pass along, whether that be in this lifetime or in this day. I give myself permission to define legacy as what I pass along, whether it's in this lifetime or this day. Give myself permission to be clear about what it is I pass along. Make sure you breathe in after each statement. And would love to hear your comments in the chat box. Thank you so much, Brenda. Yes, a lot of people see legacy as their children. But man, if you think about your parents and you being their legacy, that's a pretty heavy burden to carry. And so you may want to be looking at legacy in things other than material. I'm not saying that children are material, but you know what I mean? Like, let's think about it in terms of energetic legacy. We think about it as money. Money is just energy. So, what's the energetic legacy that you choose to leave behind? And thank you so much for joining me today, Marnie and Rhonda and Susan, Heather, Crystal, Pat. What's the legacy that you would like to leave today? Just pop it into the chat box. Or if you have a question, happy to answer it. You see, you can set intention for anything that you choose. And so the legacy I choose to leave is a kinder and more positive world. Now, is that going to happen today? Yeah, I can. By my very actions, my thoughts, my conversations create a legacy of kindness and positivity. In fact, I would say I'm doing that right now. Whether or not 1, 2, 25, 1,025, 2,000, it doesn't matter how many people see it because it always ripples out. Our energy ripples out. And what I pass to you, you pass to others, And I'm not talking content, although that can happen. But true legacy is the feelings that we have. That, So let's think about where you're free to create legacy today in a conversation or an action or a thought. Every one of those things has an energetic footprint. So, what footprints are you leaving? And now let's think about those people in your life that have made a difference for you. Whether they're living or passed on, what's the legacy that they've handed to you? What was the best of them that they shared? I remember the legacy that my friend Phil, not my partner Phil, but my friend Phil, gave me when he said to me more than 40 years ago now, I don't know how you're going to get through this, Suze. I'd been talking to him about a tough time in my life that I was experiencing at that moment. He said, I don't know how you're going to get through this, but I do know that my friend Suze always finds the way to turn it around and make it work for her. And he said, and you'll turn this around too. And I said, oh, I feel like I've got an ocean liner to turn around in a little creek. And he said, soon it'll be a canoe in an ocean and you'll turn it around. What an incredible legacy to pass on to someone else. Look what I've done with that legacy. Yeah. Now, what's really interesting is that I'm still good friends with Phil. He and I have been friends since high school. And he's not even aware, well, wasn't up until a few years ago, aware of the impact that those words had on me. He barely remembered the conversation. He remembered me calling him and having big concerns and things going on that were tough. But he didn't remember what he said to me. He did say, I don't remember that, but it sounds like a conversation that Susan and I would have. Yeah. And it's a legacy that was passed to me. You don't even know what legacy that you're going to be. Legacy is something, you can plan for it if you're thinking about a lifetime legacy. But if you're doing a daily legacy, passing on the best of who you are, it's just a way of being. And there's nothing minimal about a way of being. It is your way of being. So let's all provide the legacy that we choose. Let's face what's going on in our worlds personally and in our nations and globally. Let's face it with the best of us, because we have an opportunity to create a legacy of our own. Happy legacy creating. I look forward to hearing from you about what this means for you. I just see all of the messages that came in that weren't popping up. Okay, so thank you, Heather. A shift to having an idea of a daily legacy. It's manageable, yes, and appealing. Yes, let's let it be simple. Good morning, Connie. Good to see you. Rhonda, legacy today will be to be gentle with myself. Good one. Because when we're gentle with yourself, then you do have strength and energy to pass along to others. Legacy to be leaving someone feeling more positive after we've interacted. That's great. And rather than, I'm seeing a lot of people saying, I want. If we look at the belief repatterning 7 steps, want is at the stage of forgiveness. And so open up to the possibility of it. Or even better, choose. So choose your legacy to be of support and space to grow. Choose it. You have the power. You get to choose. Okay. I'm just reading anything else. You're very welcome. I hope that that's been helpful. Enjoy your Saturday, and we'll see you on Monday. Sunday is a day that you're setting your own intention, and I will see you on the flip side. Take care.